In exceptional circumstances, I think it can be provided for. If you look
What's an exceptional circumstance?
If you look at our adoption law at the moment, what does it say? It says that the people who can adopt are married couples, single people who are related to the child, or widows and widowers, and those are the kind of tier 1 category who are generally entitled to apply to adopt. Then the second category, whether the language is in the particular circumstances, and that's where single people who are not related to the child, for example, can adopt. And that's the basis on which same-sex couples have in some cases adopted. I'd be very clear, when it comes to adoption decisions, there should be a clearly expressed presumption in law that core to a child's best interests are the ability to give him or her a father and mother. And what's quite remarkable about the people who campaign for a yes vote in this referendum is that none of them will say that. None of them will acknowledge that, all things being equal, it would be better if a child had a father and mother. But I think that's very revealing. Now, to answer your question about in what circumstances you allow people to adopt, there are circumstances in life, for example, where a relationship breaks up and the biological parent who has custody of the child ends up in a same-sex relationship. Clearly that's a situation where you provide for and the support for that child in that relationship. And what the Children and Family Relationships Bill does that I don't object to, or one of the things I don't object to, is it provides for the non-biological parent who's in that relationship to apply for guardianship, for example. So, if you look at it through a child-centred lens, you will see situations where you have to recognise particular situations to make sure that a child doesn't lose out. But I don't think what you should do, you shouldn't use the general argument about the adult's desire to either bring children into the world by assisted human reproduction using donor sperm or donor egg, and indeed surrogacy in due course, because that legislation, it will come, it has to come. And if we pass this referendum, there'll possibly be a constitutional right to surrogacy arrangements in order to give same-sex couples